I have always enjoyed a fresh batch of homemade chocolate chip cookies ever since I was a little kid. When I was a preschooler, my mom used to take me once a week to stay with her mom. How many of you remember going to grandma's house as a little kid? This was a big treat for me because I got to watch TV. My favorite shows were Captain Kangaroo, Mr. Rogers, and of course, Sesame Street. So I had it made because my grandmother loved to bake cookies, homemade, flour, sugar, butter. So every week she would make homemade cookies and I could watch TV and eat cookies. The routine was the same. My mom would take me, my grandmother would make cookies, my mom would pick me up. Sometimes I would hear mom and grandma talking about making cookies, but I never actually saw my mom make any homemade cookies. Well, one day at grandma's house, I'm watching TV, eating cookies, and I got a big surprise. My dad showed up to get me. I wasn't expecting him. He walked right in the room where I was. Now, this was bad news. You did not want to get caught by my dad sitting around watching TV. Turn that TV off! Get in there and help your grandmother! In a flash, I'm in the kitchen, I'm cleaning all the cookie making tools, washing the pots and the grinder and all the little tools. We got everything cleaned up. Got a to-go bag of cookies. And my dad took me off somewhere. Great times at grandma's. But I had to go off to the first grade. Grandma kept making cookies. When I was 7, my grandmother died. And I really did miss her. And I did kind of miss those cookies too. I thought that was the end of the homemade cookies. Went on to second grade. Came home one day to my house, walked in the kitchen, and there on the counter was a platter of fresh, homemade chocolate chip cookies. I'm looking around. Where did these cookies come from? Could Grandma have sent me some cookies? Mom walks in and she said, she made the cookies. I didn't know she could do it. But she explained to me that she had the same cookbook, she had Grandma's recipe, she had the same tools. She said it was actually quite simple to duplicate the process. Mom told me anyone could learn to make the cookies. I had thought only special people could learn to make the cookies. But she said the one who knows how to make the cookies spends regular time with the other person and teaches them how to do it for themselves. Made sense to a 7-year-old. The years moved on. I went to middle school. Came home one day, walked in the kitchen. Something smelled. There on the counter was a platter of these round black items. Burnt cookies! So being a smart middle schooler, I thought I'd ask an easy question. Is there something wrong with the oven? My sister jumped up, ran out of the room crying. Mom said, your sister is learning to make the cookies. You need to be patient. Oh boy, we had to endure these chewy cookies, these really hard cookies, funny shaped cookies, but eventually my sister kept trying. She learned to make some really delicious cookies. They even looked like mom's and grandma's cookies. Mom and my sister continued to teach others to make the cookies. And today I have a bag of cookies that my youngest daughter made. This morning we're going to recognize 8 men who have been involved in regular cookie making. Some of the men are still learning to use the tools and getting a good batch off. Some, like me, are still burning some now and then. A few of the men are helping others learn to make the cookies. You're probably thinking, I bet every week they're getting in there and reading and studying that cookbook. They get in that little room and practice with their tools. I bet they even memorize the recipe. You might be right. But if they're not using what they're learning, then we don't get any cookies. Please come forward as I call your name. Dennis Woody. Dana Brown. Tim Brandon. Greg Puryear. Greg's got a temperature of 101, so these men have all completed cookie making course number 2. We have 4 more men who have completed cookie making course number 3. Travis Blankenship, David Barber, Mike Cawthorn, and Patrick Warren. We don't always know what we're doing. Maybe there's some different recipes or some better tools, but one thing we do know, Jesus is coming again. We don't know when he's coming. He's going to surprise us. I do know this, when he comes, he's not going to catch these men sitting in the den watching TV. He's going to catch these men in the kitchen making cookies. We're very thankful for what God is doing in their lives. I think their families are very proud of them. After the service, I want you to personally congratulate them. Ask them for some details on what they're doing. But get up close and make sure you tell them, keep making those cookies every week until you die. Thank you.